Hey, what's going on everyone? Thanks for joining me here on Exploit Security. As usual, I am your host CyberMunky, and this YouTube channel is all about documenting my journey to earning the OSCP. So the last couple weeks we've been going over the Defend the Web series, which is an interactive security platform where pen testers, hackers alike can go on and refine their skills in a set of challenges. It's really great for beginners. I like it. I still consider myself a beginner. Maybe moving on to intermediate. I'm not really sure how to rate myself. But I've been going through some of these challenges, everything from Over the Wire, Defend the Web, Root Me, and Hack the Box. There's a few other, Vuln as well. And I like Defend the Web. I'm definitely going to put together a series of the top 5 websites to hack legally that are based around beginners, intermediate, and advanced levels. And I'm going to separate those by those 3 categories. But yeah, I mean, I really like it. It's good for beginners. I definitely recommend if you haven't dove into it too much. It gets progressively harder, obviously, and you get to work with a lot of different skill sets, not just, the basic, just port scanning and then Nmat, or just port scanning and then using Metasploit to go through and hack the actual service itself. So here we're going to be doing on the website, and if you've done any other web-based challenges, it has levels that you progressively work through. So let's go ahead and jump over and take a look at what we're working with today. So this challenge is titled Beach, and then you have a username and password prompt with, just a simple photo here. This took me probably longer to solve than I'd care to admit, and not because I couldn't find the credentials. It was actually because I just could not figure out the proper format to insert those credentials into the username and password field. I ended up lucking out and getting it after way too many attempts than I'd care to admit. But so let me just show you what I did to solve it. There's a couple different ways or a couple different tools that you can use, and I went through a few of them. And I'll include the link for download for the tool that I actually used to find the solution. So in case you want to use it down the road, I've only used it in this circumstance, so I can't say too much about it, but it did work when it came to having to solve this challenge. So there's a couple different tools that I went through. Steg hide, steg solve, anything that had to do with steganography. I always get tongue twisted when I say it. Anything that has to do with hiding data or files or other images within images. So this one was a fun one. So the tool that we actually end up using was EXIF tool. I'll go into that a little bit. I actually might be able to show you how. So it doesn't come pre-installed on Linux, so the best thing that you can do is install it yourself. Now the good thing is you can install it straight using apt utility, so I highly recommend you go that route. So you can actually just copy in. I know it says on Ubuntu, but it goes for Kali as well for Debian. So go on and copy and paste this into the terminal, and then you can just actually run it by command. And the command to actually run the EXIF tool is pretty simple to use. So once you have that pre-installed and everything and you're ready to go, you can go on and hit play again once it's all set up. So let's jump back over here and show you the steps that I took to actually solve this problem. So the first thing that I did was I right-clicked and then I just saved the image as. At that point it went straight over to my downloads. So if I list it, you can see that B4 JPG, which is a JPEG, so you know that it is a image. You already downloaded it, so I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. So we're just going to run across and do a couple checks. So we're just going to go through and do a couple checks. So I assume that there was something hidden within the image itself. So I tried to find the best approach or the best tool to solve it, and I tried altering colors and a lot of different things. I've never worked with steganography as much as I probably should have. I haven't seen too many challenges on it, but here it is, so we're learning as we go. So once you have EXIF tool downloaded, it's pretty simple to go through and run the command. So all you have to do is just type in EXIF tool and then the file itself. And as you can see, you get a lot of metadata that gets printed out with it. So just go on through. And there's a couple different ways. I mean, you can do it. You can run the strings command. You can run the strings command correctly. That would be a start. And you're gonna get a lot to kind of comb through. But you want to try to find human readable strings. I know it's going to do a bunch of printouts of strings, but you really want to look for words in here. I didn't think they were going to make it too hard to where they made, you know, just random characters like on a password generator. And I was correct. So once you run either of those tools and you start kind of going through, or either of those commands, excuse me, sorry about that. And you start kind of going through the different data and everything, you come across this this string, and it says, "I like chocolate related sound." So this was the only real human readable string that I could find that actually led me somewhere. So like I said, you can use either of those commands. Let's jump back over to defend the web. So we know it's "I like chocolate related sound." So this is the part where I got stuck. I was able to actually get all of this. And to be honest, I tried this as the credentials a few different times in a few different variations, and it didn't work out. So I went and started chasing some other routes and spent a lot more time than I care to admit before I actually came back here. So the credentials themselves, they're actually right there. And you have to try different variations. If you want to try it yourself, by all means, you can stop the video at this point. But if you are just kind of ready to get the value of learning and see how I solve the problem and just kind of go through, personally, that helps me, especially when I'm trying to learn. Sometimes I just like to watch the solutions and just take notes and have a takeaway for when I approach a similar challenge down the road, and that's fine too. So it was "I like chocolate related sound," and related sound was one word. Chocolate, if I remember correctly, was attached to it. So here is the variation that I ended up trying, which was related sound. Now this is what got me. When I was actually looking at the text itself, I originally thought this was a passphrase. So I tried several different variations of this when I was trying to do my stag analysis tools for like stag hide and everything like that. So I thought this was actually a passphrase, and I tried a couple variations of that. Then I tried it as the credentials. So I tried "I like chocolate" as the username, and it went on and on. Then I eventually got to these two. So the password is chocolate, but where they get you is if you're just straight copying and pasting or assuming it's in the correct printout, you're going to be mistaken. It's actually capital C for chocolate, and that is the password. So username is related sound, and then the password is capital chocolate. Let's go on and hit enter. My network's working incredibly slow today, and there you have it. All right, so that is the solution for the Defend the Web series level Beach. I hope everyone enjoyed. I know we kind of got in a little bit too much into the details of this video, but if it helps you out, just kind of sharing my insight, let me know down in the comments below. I do ask that you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It goes a long way. I'm definitely picking up steam. I'm feeling very motivated. We hit like 93 subscribers this week, which for some people might be relatively small, but I'm happy about it. At least I know I'm helping some people out there. So like, share, subscribe, and I will catch everyone in the next video. Later, everyone.